Would the woman still have married you or been with you had you been poor? Had you been broke? Would the woman still be willing to lay down with you and allow you to have sexual access to her had you been someone that's literally not paying for anything? You're not paying any bills. You're not paying any light bills. You're not supporting her. You're not providing for her, right? And so that's where that logic comes in, and I get it. It makes sense.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Here's another glimpse in the life of Mr. Seldom, on a mission to heaven so he can tell me well done. He got all my secrets, he promised he never tell none. You're welcome. There's no other feeling like it.
What's good, everyone? It's Jamal Haki, channel dedicated to helping individuals unlock the will to conquer imagination. As you see in the title right now, we're going to be discussing not exactly what you think, but we are going to be talking a little bit, very briefly, of this whole Fresh and Fit versus Aba&Preach. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. I consider myself someone that is RP aware.
Perfect.
I do consider myself somewhat RP, not blue pill, purple pill, or anything, just straight RP. And I do want to throw out a disclaimer right now with this video. Whoever sees this, I don't care how many views this get. The main point I do want to get across is that I'm not a RP or some type of grifter, someone that's just trying to get in this space and capitalize off the situation, because this video is actually not going to be talking much about the whole beef situation. It's going to be more so focused on the topic. Now, this is my second time recording this video. I recorded the video the first time. It was about 36 minutes long. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't want to be posting a video that long unless I'm doing some type of live stream where I'm like freely just getting the information out. And I'll feel more comfortable posting a video of that length to that degree on this channel. Oh! However, right now, the main thing we are going to focus on is the particular topic. And the topic that was brought up that's causing so much contention that I still don't really know the full scale why it's causing so much contention. It's the whole thing of paying for play, right? Paying for sexual access with a woman, right? Versus someone using game, someone talking, putting the time and effort into actually speaking to a woman to be able to get play, aka sexual access to the woman. Now, before we get into it, I do want to briefly just say this. Again, I'm not focused on the beef. I just want to say this for anyone who's watching the video and kind of a little bit unaware. I think by the time you watch this video and by the time that I do upload the video, a lot of people probably have discussed it. The situation would have rolled, kind of fanned over, but here's what I'm going to say. Both people are in the wrong. However, Fresh and Fit are more in the wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right.
Nope.
And what didn't help the situation even more, as I heard someone by the name of the book Alpha-Romedy, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is another YouTuber, and I know Rolo kind of discussed this a little bit as well, about Aba&Preach took advantage of kicking a man while they're down. Although they threw out an invitation of wanting to fight, they backed out of it because, again, promoting beef, having beef, doesn't actually help the channel, and it takes away from what the focus is, which is helping man develop and grow.
Perfect.
But Aba&Preach kept, I think they uploaded 3 more videos afterwards, which technically is unnecessary to say things are not about money, yet you uploaded 3 separate videos, which each of them are over 400,000. But here's the thing, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say, for instance, they didn't monetize the video. They could easily just do that. So let me not assume anything, but what we can come to a calculated assumption is that 3 more videos was posted. It really didn't need to, but at the end of the day, men are going to be men. People are going to do what they want to do, and that's why I want to leave it at that, right? Both people are in the wrong. They know what they did, and at the end of the day, just move on and accept the L's that comes with making decisions like this. Before we start this part of the video, there's something I want to clarify really quickly. We have to clearly define transactional. because some people are going to either watch this video or look at other people's content, and they're going to pick apart what is then defined, or what can we use to define what is transactional, or what can be used to define what a person means when they are paying for play, right? Paying for services. Because again, in most cases, and when you listen to the majority of my video, and that's why I do a good job of using things like resources, right? I say the word resources a lot within the video because it's something that a person has. So when it comes to something that is transactional, the main thing that I took it as was money, a monetary standpoint. Money is being given to a woman, a female, for something in return. However, when it comes to the transactional play, right? Because that's what you're doing when you're paying for play, something that is transactional. That can be also, once again, clout. Someone's status and clout. Someone can leverage that and use that in order to also get play from a female. Someone can use something that they have. Think about back in the day, people would use or trade in goods and trading goods for services. Maybe someone traded in a camel. Maybe someone gave someone food. Maybe someone gave someone a number of things, right? And so if you think about those things, those kind of get into conversations dealing with people taking a woman out on a foodie date, right? And I kind of say this later in the video, talking about directly or indirectly, right? When people argue from the standpoint where you're going to pay regardless. And that's why people kind of deem it as transactional regardless of what you do when you're dealing with a woman or certain women. However, I do want to stand on my main point that I'm trying to illustrate within the video. If I'm saying it too early or wherever I insert this clip, burning desire is possible. Validational play is possible, right? It just depends on the actual relationship that is established, the transparency between the two parties involved within the relationship for that to occur. Without the transparency, without all those things coming into play, you can run into situations where things can come off as transactional. Not the man tricking, right? Not the man, leading with the wallet, but things becoming transactional based off of, the man is doing certain things. And by the man doing certain things, either the man is expecting something or the woman is thinking, wow, he's doing all these things for me. Now I got to return the favor. Now I got to do X, Y, and Z for him, right? And that's where that transactional mindset starts to come into play. So I just wanted to say that really quickly to kind of define what this transactional thing is. Once again, transactional is not just with money, resources. Think about anything that can be used that a person can leverage. Women do it as well, men do it as well, but men and women do it in many different ways, right? Let's just leave it at that. That's the clip that I want to insert in here. And again, don't ask me about any of the beef that's going on. Don't ask me about things going on behind the scenes. Don't ask me, hey, Jamal, did you hear what this female said about Fresh and that's none of my business. Because at the end of the day, there's accusations and things that, fact or not, that has been out there that has been proven or disproven. None of my business. These people are grown men. They gonna handle whatever they need to handle behind the scenes. This is not the purpose of the video. The purpose of this video is to talk about the whole thing in relation to the paying for play and burning desire from running game on women, which is better, the contention between the two, etc., etc. Not things going on behind the scene personally involving these people. Simple as that, and that's all I want to say.
A few moments later.
Now, let's go ahead and get into the main topic that we want to talk about. The number one disclaimer, again, another disclaimer I want to throw out. Again, I'm someone that is in a committed, engaged relationship with my fiance. Number two, I'm someone that has never paid for play. I've never paid money for sexual access with a woman.
Nope.
Or a man. Or an animal. Anything. right? I just want to throw the disclaimer out. So when people may be making comments on the video, and you may ask me like, wait, why do you have so much information, or why do you have so much room to speak on certain topics when you're not in the situation that is a person that's paying for play? Ask the same thing for Aba&Preach when they're having these conversations about paying for play, and the whole thing of questioning the burning desire that a man will be able to get by using game, and the respect that comes with it, and or the lack of respect that comes, right? So I do want to throw out those disclaimers. Now let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's just keep things simple. I think the problem with the situation, with the whole contention in the conversation, I'm not hearing enough people talking about who the information is for. People are talking a lot about the information, which is fine. When you just talk blanketly about the information in itself, everyone has the ability to be valid and right in their stance. And let's just use this example, right? And I'm gonna start with the whole paying for play. The stance with the paying for play is that technically, even though you doing something that is leading to transactional play, transactional sexual access with a woman, and there's money that you have to cough up front, and if you want more quality for what you're trying to get, there's more money you have to spend. The thing is, compared to the other thing, which I don't want to go too deep into it, you technically are spending less money, and I'm going to explain why later.
What do you mean by that?
Just for the transactional part, you're getting what you want up front without putting too much time and effort. You don't have to worry about spitting game.
Nope.
Talking.
Nope.
Wasting your time.
Nope.
You just can you are using your money to get straight to the point. Again, it's a little bit different than leading with your wallet versus using money to get sexual access to a woman for the night, for the evening, for that moment. When you lead with your wallet, it's a little bit of a commitment, right? You're trying to retain the woman, but you're retaining the woman by leading with your wallet. But when you use the money and the resources that you have, it can be looked at as a better or smarter investment. Now, this goes for people who have the resources already. See, the CEOs of companies, or the CFO, or the COO, the marketing executive at the company, right? The entrepreneur, the six-figure earner, the person that's on the grind working all the time, right? So when people are using examples of, well, these high-value men are paying for play, they're getting transactional play, they're doing X, Y, and Z to get sexual access to women, or when they do pay for the woman, they don't have to worry about the headache and the hassle of using game, getting flaked on at X, Y, Z, and all of that may be true. But then when you look at also the point that Fresh and Fit were trying to make with the whole burning desire, there is no burning desire when you're doing transactional, when things are transactional.
Nope.
Now, if a person doesn't care about burning desire, just throw the whole thing out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater, right, at that point. If people going into situations and they're using money to get play, and they don't care about burning desire, then at the end of the day, the argument kind of is pointless, and it doesn't need to be contention. But if a person is actually looking forward to trying to get burning desire, then the thing is, the desire that the woman has for the man is going to be literally an act. It will not be genuine. When something is transactional, you already told that woman up front what type of relationship or what type of situation is going to be. It's a transactional situation, and that's how it should be looked at. And when people are able to realize that and acknowledge that, that's cool. But the thing that I'm also trying to hint towards is what's not being talked about is people talk about the transactional thing as if it's a better thing, right? But it's only a viable option for people who are in a position to afford to even do that. So if someone really cares about their time, money, and their ability to be able to make more money by not having to spit game or talk to a woman in order to gain sexual access, or someone is looking at the transactional side of things and saying, you know what, if I do this right here, this is a better and smarter investment, because by then, again, now we're about to move on to the other option. By doing this, it's better than me being locked in and committed to a woman and me still trying to be in my masculine frame, me still trying to be a leader in the relationship, and I'm locked in with the woman, I'm committed to the woman. Now, that's an investment for the lifetime.
Oh, is that so?
So let's say, for instance, $2,000 coming out of my wallet for this one evening versus millions of dollars coming out of my wallet for the entirety of the relationship. And so someone may look at that and look at just the raw numbers and say, you know what? I'm not looking for burning desire, but I am looking for a sexual interaction. I'm not looking to waste too much time. So what options am I going to look into? And that's where transactional play comes into play. Now let's go into the other option, the other aspect, using game, what Fresh and Fit was talking about, right? The whole argument was, if someone was trying to get burning desire and seek genuine burning desire, when you are using game, the utilization of game, right? Talking to someone, especially if you actually care about the person that you're speaking to, there is time, there is effort, there will be resources that are going to be used. And here's what we really want to get into right now, right? The argument is this at the same time, not necessarily from Fresh and Fit and Aba standpoint, but there are a lot of people arguing that no matter what you do, the relationship is going to turn into something that's transactional anyway, because they looking at it as a person is either going to pay directly or indirectly. The directly is the paying for play, the transactional. The indirectly will be seen as someone as a duty play, right? Duty sexual acts, right? Meaning the woman is almost doing it out of obligation, doing it because she's married, doing it because she's in a committed relationship, right? And reason why it can seem as though indirectly, because look at it like this: would the woman still have married you or been with you had you been poor?
Nope.
Had you been broke? Would the woman still be willing to lay down with you and allow you to have sexual access to her had you been someone that's literally not paying for anything?
Nope.
You're not paying any bills. You're not paying any light bills. You're not supporting her. You're not providing for her, right? And so that's where that logic comes in, and I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I choose my words correctly, right? Because I do want to give the male perspective on the situation, right? When talking to my fiance about this, one thing that she would say, as well as other women, they may say, well, not all women think like that. And that's true. But a good number, if not majority of women, do think like that, because they do treat sex as a value loaded exchange instead of something that's just a value or just as something that is just an equal exchange, right? Because sex is something that's equal amongst both parties. The perspective of sex is different from men and women, but in terms of the actual act of sex that's happening, is both pleasurable for both parties, right? But the thing is this: we live in a day and age where if you as a man is not providing anything, you bring nothing to the table, that woman wouldn't even look your way.
Nope.
And so that's where the directly versus indirectly comes into play. So look at it like this. Let's say we're talking to men, and this is why I agree with Fresh and Fit, and I lean more towards using game. Matter of fact, I will always lean towards that. I would never advocate for paying for play. If you want to do it, cool. It's not legalized, but you do you. I'm not going to argue with people about it.
Nope.
At the end of the day, people are going to get it how they get it. But I'm talking to men, and I'm helping men, and I'm coaching men. I'm going to take the Fresh and Fit approach. I want to teach game. And here's where the most important piece, I probably said in the video already, but I'm going to say it again. Fresh and Fit are teaching men that's on the come up, that's on the rise. They're trying to help and coach men to become higher value people, right? They're trying to add value into these men's lives. A lot of people within their audience are younger. Let's say, for instance, 18, 19, 20, young 20s, right? It's already said by even other higher value men, right? Higher value, higher status man, or men that have of a certain social economic status, right? That a man shouldn't really be looking to settle down or get married until he's in his 30s or until he's mid 30s, right? So by them talking to these men, these young men, and saying that you should go for the using game approach, that's setting themselves up for a better future, a better outcome, right? Because the moment they start using money for play, transactional play, while they're still trying to build up their value, in what way, shape, or form is that man going to be able to develop sexual discipline, right? In what way, shape, or form is that man going to be able to develop or look at a certain woman outside of the fact that he may objectify the woman or look at the woman as an object or because he's paying again, and the man is trying to develop and grow. And that's what people need to understand, is that it's not just the content that's being said, but it's who is being said for. Who is the target audience? Why would when talking to younger men that hasn't got their footprint in the earth, in the world yet, they're still trying to make a name for themselves? Because once again, we can look at a lot of things. We can start breaking down stats. We can look at stats in terms of the economic status from an African American male standpoint. We can look at stats in terms of social economic status from, white males, Hispanic males, and all sorts of things. Things ain't lining up. There's a lot more people in middle class and poverty and sitting above the poverty line than people that's in the top 20, 15%. But the people that are doing the pay for play are typically people that's in the top 20, 15%. Right? The CEO, the CFO, the COO, the marketing executive, the person that's the boss or the leader in the company. And you can get deeper into the information about what you can do in terms of when you pay for play, right? You can use it in terms of opportunity to leverage status, right? The fact that the CEO of the company was able to get the same escort, and someone below the CEO, is dealing with the same escort, as Kevin Samuels used the story before, right? And when the CEO seen him, or whoever the company seen him with that same escort that he was dealing with, that man looked at Kevin Samuels like, okay, it shows some level of like status, because you was able to messing with this person, so that must mean you have some, he's looked at some type of way. But do I advocate for that? No, I don't. I advocate for things that happen organically, things that happen wholesomely. I don't care about the time, the effort, anything. At the end of the day, men should be focused on building themselves. When you truly are valuable, and when you truly create the value that you're trying to create, not only for yourself, but for the world that you're trying to add value to, other people are going to see that. People that you're going to network with are going to see that. Women are going to see that, because you're going to be the catch, because it's going to be less of someone being as valuable as you are because of all the things that you created and bring to the table. Then there is attractive women, right? You then become the anomaly. Perfect. You then become someone that stands out. Perfect. You then become someone that a woman would then genuinely desire. And that's the goal. See, the whole purpose of this channel, and that's why I scrapped the first video. This video, I really want to make it the focus of growing yourself, growing your brand, developing and finding your true purpose, your why. Don't get caught up in this whole paying for play and using game.
Nope.
The thing is, I believe everyone uses game to some degree, because game is just talking. How do you talk? How do you present yourself? How do you carry yourself? When you show yourself to the world, what side of yourself do you show? And if you have, and if you are truly like worked on yourself, you want to show that to the world. Show that off to the entire world because you really worked for it. You busted your tail to become better. Oh! That's the true purpose. That's what we should truly focus on. Not this whole BS in terms of paying for play and all that stuff. If you are in that category, if you are of higher status, if you happen to be in that camp, and you just like, I don't want to waste time, the headache or whatever, dealing with certain women. Once again, ask yourself first, what are you trying to get out of the situation? If all you're trying to get out of the situation is just sex, then go about your way and do that. If you're trying to get more than that, then using your money to then get the very thing that you want to get, I'm going to be honest. In my personal opinion, that don't seem like the best bet. That don't seem like the best option. That don't seem beneficial for your future. That's all I'm going to say on the situation. That's pretty much it for the video. This whole Aba&Preach, Fresh and Fit situation, that should just stop. Haters doing all this stuff. At the end of the day, let people have room to take accountability, take their L's, and go. Cancel culture and all that stuff is toxic. We should just stop. Just move on. Do your thing. That's why this whole video that I want to do, the focus is not on the beef. The focus that I want to make this video is about the growth and development of men. The mindset, the growth, what you should focus on. Focus on yourself. Become better. And you truly can see what the world has for you, what you can offer to the world. You feel me? That's it for the video. This is Jamal Haki, channel dedicated to helping individuals unlock the will to conquer imagination. And if you truly believe in self, as well as the content being posted on this channel, then we can indeed help turn the you that's you into something more valuable. Now, again, one thing I like to say on this channel, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of questions you ask, which then leads to quality answers. And that then leads to quality results. And if you truly have quality questions, make sure you leave something in the comment section. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Until then, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. So, peace out.
It's the act of God. I used to act the fool, but now I act in movies. Actually, I'm just making moves. We still making music. Tell you about my past to secure my future. I'm all in my bag. Flow like a computer. That's a humble brag.